Welcome back to Crunch Time. Um, Today we're going to be breaking down our list of the top 10 small forwards in the NBA next season in the 2026-27 season. So there's some projection into this, and there also are results based off last year. Um, I'm currently on vacation after watching this, so that's why I'm wearing the same shirt. And if any moves have happened since I last actually recorded on 7/6, July 6th, I I don't know about them because they're in the future. So I will not be talking about them until I get back. But, anyways, for our honorable mentions for the small forwards, we only have four today. It was a little hard to kind of decide on these because this position isn't as good as shooting guards or point guards. It's definitely the dud of the league. It's the upper echelon talent is definitely there, but I'd say the top eight point guards and shooting guards, like equivalent to like the top four small forwards in terms of talent. So it's a little bit of a hard position because if you're a really good forward, small forward, you're either sometimes you're classified as a two or sometimes you're classified as a four. So there's no one really that's ever really just a small forward. But for our honorable mentions, we have Andrew Wiggins. Uh, with the Heat, he didn't have a great year last year. He had a solid year. It wasn't horrible, but the Heat as a whole didn't have a great year. But with Giannis there, I think he will be able to get a lot better looks. And I know there is a 40% 3-point shooter in there. I don't know if he's still in there, but there was. So if he can get to 37, 38, and put up 15 a game, I think that's worthy of an honorable mention and worthy of potentially being a top 10 guy. At number two, we have Jaime. Uh, I think Jaime will be probably top 10 ish in terms of stats. I just don't think the stats are going to be fully there. I think a lot of it will be empty. I don't know that I trust him to be fully. I don't trust his stats to become the most. His points aren't going to be weighted as much as some of these other guys, right? If he averages 22 and a half, it's gonna feel like 18, not like 27. But yeah, uh, number three got Najee Marshall. I just wanted to shout him out. I don't really know if he has a chance of being a top 10 small forward next year, but I just really wanted to give him props for what he's been doing these last few years and say that, hey, dude, you're being noticed and your work is being put in. And if the right stuff happens, maybe an injury to some players, which we don't want to hope on, but he definitely could be top 10 small forward if the right stuff happens for sure. And we got Ace Bailey at number four for our fourth and final honorable mention. I think Ace Bailey can be definitely top 10 for sure, which is why he's an honorable mention. But I think he's got a little bit more work to do. And I personally think that some of these other guys are a little bit closer to being that type of player than Ace Bailey is. And that's okay. That is okay. But speaking of one of those players who is actually on his team, Bryce Sensabaugh, I'm going to predict is going to be the 10th best small forward in basketball next year. So Bryce Sensabaugh last year, he played 75 games. He averaged 15 a game, which seems kind of underwhelming for a top 10, but welcome to the top 10 small forwards. But the thing about Bryce Sensabaugh is he plays a really good role and he can shoot. Last year was a bit of a down year for him in terms of shooting. He shot 42% the year before. This last year he shot 36, but his attempts were way up and he was getting a lot of run on a bad Jazz team that kind of needed him. And although Ace Bailey will probably be the starter, and I think Bryce is probably the better player, but just because antics and optics, you kind of gotta put Bryce on there, or gotta put Bailey in the starting lineups. But I think Bryce will be their six man, and I think he'll be a damn good six man. And I think him and Collier with the second unit, and even with the starters, he'll be good. And I think he could be around 18. His stats are gonna be low because he's on a really good team, and he's got a lot of hands to feed. But if he averages, 14, 15, don't don't compare it to like a normal 14, 15. It's probably closer to like 21 in that range. But we don't have any stats for this next guy because he has not played an NBA game. Adrian Bonsta. And I know on the last list with the shooting guards, I kept Darren Peterson off that list and I left him as honorable mention. But because this position group is so weak, I put him at number 9 because I think he could be a top 9 shooting guard, or top 9 small forward by the year's end. And I really would not be surprised at all. And he's got plenty of great things to do, and he's got a great environment around him. He's got Anthony Davis and Trae Young and Alex Sarr and Keyshawn George and Trey Johnson, and he's got so many good players around him, so many NBA players, which some teams don't have NBA players like the Nets. And I think I know that Agent Monster will have a great year, even if the stats don't completely back it up. The eye test will, and he will be a top 10 small forward next year, barring injury. He's him. This might be a little controversial, but and this isn't hate, but at number 7, I have LeBron James. Nope, I do have LeBron at 7, but I skipped over 8. At 8, I have Modest Buzelis. I think Modest will truly break into himself this year. If you look at his sophomore season, he doubled his points per game, and I feel like he will not double his points per game again because he would be averaging 32. But I think he could definitely get into the 20s, and I think him and Norman Powell will kind of be that 1A, 1B type match with Giddy, and then you got Caleb Wilson and Claxton locking down the paint. And I would be shocked if he didn't. If I'm putting him in for All Star this year, I think Modest could be an All Star, and I like him. I think he could win at MIP as well. I think there's a lot of things Modest can do this year, and I'm really happy about him. But like I said earlier, LeBron is my number 7 because he is 42. But I still think if he goes to the right team and he doesn't really take a super big step back, I think he could still be a 20 a game guy. And if he goes to the right place, maybe 8 assists, probably get 8 boards. So 28 and 8 at 42 is pretty damn good. And he he's got the choice of wherever he wants to go. No one really knows. It seems like he's going to go to the Cavs at this point, but no one knows. Probably want to make a decision again. But yeah, I got LeBron at number 7. There's not much to speak on LeBron. He's kind of been spoke on for 24 years now. So just same old with him. He's old. At number 6, I got Khan Knipple. So when I was putting together my shooting guard list, I was like, all right, who's that real 2 between Miller and Khan? Because they're both listed as small forwards. But I see Brandon Miller a little bit more of a shooting guard than Khan is, even though Khan's the better shooter. But anyways, they are both good players. And that's why well, Miller was an honorable mention, but I think Khan will take the step to become the top 6 player he was. He averaged 19 last year, and he was fantastic. Finished second in the Rookie of the Year race, and he's just one of them. He's one of those guys. He's a great shooter, and he can do more than just shoot. I know a lot of people think he's just flying off screens and getting the ball from LaMelo and shooting it. No, he can create for himself, and his gravity is going to be able to create for others. And I think he is really good. And I am really looking forward to seeing sophomore year Conkinipple. Number 5, we got Denny. And Denny made his first All Star game last year. He averaged 25 a game and kind of carried a bad Blazers team to the playoffs. He stole a game off a team that went to the NBA Finals. So I that was a good year for Denny. Denny's never been the great shooter. He's around 31% his last few years. Peaked as high as like 37 last year was pretty down, but I think that's kind of more where he's going to be. I think he'll probably get better looks the next few years because he's going to have Dame, but he also is going to have Ja and maybe Drew Holiday. So I'm not 100% sure what their team's going to look like. It's a little weird to do these kind of rankings this early in the offseason, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. And I think Denny will be pretty damn good for this Portland team. That's why I've got him in the number 5 spot for all of small forwards. At number 4, we got a big leap from the reigning Rookie of the Year, Cooper Flag. Uh, Coop averaged 21 last year, and the Mavs were a bad team, so he was kind of getting a lot of run. But we saw towards the end of the season, Coop really getting it together, dropped a few 50 balls, a few 40 balls, and we are like, okay, yeah, this guy's here. You know, he's 18. He's 18. Now he's 19. He'll turn 20 halfway through the season next year, and he's not even able to drink, and he's a top 4 small. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's high, but he's definitely got the cat. He's definitely got all the skills in the world, and I can't wait to see what Coop does next year. I'm really excited to see that Mavs team play, especially with Kyrie. If he stays and Lively coming back and Raz Johnson, that's a fun team. Number 3, we got Jalen Johnson, another one of the guys I love watching Jalen Johnson play. So his 3-point shot has kind of been coming around. You know, he shot a lot better last year and made his first All Star game last year with the departure of Trae Young. He was like number 2 or 3 in total rebounds, and he's a small forward, and that's what he's listed as. That's what he's listed as. So he's on the small forward list. And he dined. He's kind of like a do it all type forward. He scores at all 3 levels. He can pass the ball. He can rebound. He can play defense. Like I don't know what more you could ask from a guy who is going to be your franchise guy. And he's only 24, and I'm really looking forward to what he's got to offer the Hawks next year. And I think the Hawks will be a good team, just like they were this year. Everyone thought they were cooked once they sold at the deadline. And like, oh my god, the Hawks are gonna be bad, and then they were just like, oh, the Hawks they haven't stopped. They haven't stopped losing, and then they lost to the champions. But they gave the championship Knicks the biggest. It was the hardest series the Knicks had. It was the first round versus the Hawks. I don't know what that says about the Hawks, but yeah. Number 2, we got Kawhi Leonard. Now, if you asked me this time last year, I probably would have had Kawhi more down, probably where like maybe LeBron was. But based off the season he just had, he was 7th in MVP. He was an All Star. He made All NBA second team. He was a 28 point per game scorer, still doing the Kawhi stuff on defense, and he played 65 games. Kawhi Leonard played 65 games. Really? That is really good for him. And it's not like, oh, he was playing like 25 minutes a game. No, he was at 32, which is for now, for like today's day and age, that's like about what you're gonna get out of like a star player, and that's on like the lower end, but that's 8 minutes a quarter. That's a 12-6, 12-6 type thing. Nope, that's not. But it's like a 11-5, 11-5. So yeah, but I think Kawhi will be once again on the Raptors, and he will have Scotty Barnes next to his side, and they will be a 1-2 punch, and the Raptors will be a top seed in the East. Not the top. I didn't say that. I said a top, and I think the Raptors will just dominate. And at the number one spot, he was gonna be here. We have Jayson Tatum. Yeah. So with the departure of Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, world's your oyster, pal. You can do whatever you want, and eyes are on you now because when was the last time you averaged 29? I got stats up, so I'll tell you. It was 2022, 2023. That's going to be 4 years ago, pal. So, Tatum, I got a challenge for you. Average 29. Show the haters that you can do what Jaylen Brown did. What did the Celtics have last year in wins? I think it was like 55, 56. Win 58. Do what Jaylen Brown did, but better. Now, you got more tools because you have Mitchell Robinson. You have Mike Conley. You have another step in Peyton Pritchard. You have Paul George. And what did Jaylen Brown have? He had all those guys except worse, Peyton Pritchard. He had no Mitchell Robinson, no Mike Conley, and no Jayson Tatum. For 16 games out of the year, there was no Jayson Tatum. So, I want to see it from you. What can you do with a better roster and no Jaylen Brown? I think you can win more than he did because I think you are a better player and I think you can do more. A lot of people are going to look at the win total or the point total. And if both of those are lower than last year, Tatum, you're gonna be facing a lot of hate, and I don't want that for you. Coming off an Achilles, that's not good. So you don't want that. I don't want that. No one wants that, except for like weirdos that still hate on people after they get hurt. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today's podcast. I know it was short. It was pushing 18 minutes right now, but yeah, I want you guys to want to thank you guys for watching if you did, and leave a like on the episode, subscribe, share, comment, do whatever. If you want to say that I look stupid, sure, do it. Yeah, I'm a ginger. Yeah, make fun of me. Anything for the interactions. Thank you. Love you. Bye.